This is Court Storming with your host, Perry Sook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Court Storming. You heard the voice in the sky. I am Perry Sook. Just one game for the Johnnies this week, and what a game it was. After sweating it out 2 games in a row, double-digit deficits in the second half, well, how about a coast-to-coast victory? Johnnies came out, went on a 12-2 run to start the game, and they never looked back. The second 20-plus point win in Big East play for the Johnnies, and what a win it was. The team was firing on all cylinders. They started out honoring Rick Pitino with a jersey for win number 900, and it ended in win number 901. A phenomenal shooting night, 56.3% from the field, and after starting 0 for 7 in a row, not hitting the bottom of the basket. Well, the Johnnies then went 9 for 13 to finish with 45% from beyond the arc. Sandin getting in there, getting some points as well. Jackson, 18 points and only 1 turnover. Sandin with 13. And just a great night overall, a no-sweat night. I had a chance to catch up with Rick Pitino after that one, and let's go ahead and hear what he had to say. Coach, after 2 games where you needed double-digit comebacks in the second half, a little easier on the cardiovascular going coast-to-coast tonight?
Well, it is. We played a great game. It was a great offensive game. We didn't force many turnovers, but played Butler twice and only had 5 turnovers in each game, which is a good thing. It's really fun watching Dillon Mitchell do a variety of different things. He has a double-double. He has 4 assists, 3 block shots, 0 turnovers. A lot of fun watching him play.
A little bit of a walking highlight reel tonight. Coach, the first Butler game and now this, earmarking your 7-game win streak with Dillon in the starting lineup. Is this what you envision this offense looking like?
You know, you never know with 8 new players each year. It's really a work in progress. The great thing about our basketball team, we still have a lot of growth ahead of us. We can still get a lot better. And if you have a seasoned team, a veteran team, you take a team like, say, UConn. They're going to be great from the beginning of the year to the end of the year because they had 3 starters back, and they're well drilled at every facet of the game. We're not. We're just learning each other and getting better and better.
Speaking of UConn, obviously you guys are done for the rest of the month with the DePaul game in UConn next week when you return to play. What can you work on this week, St. John's versus St. John's, to help prep for those games?
DePaul is really a tough opponent. It used to be you'd go to DePaul, and if you played well, you'd have a decent shot of winning. Now it's a tough out. We got to play extremely well to beat them.
Coach, thank you so much. Yes, Coach Pitino, as always, an expert at not giving any bulletin board material to DePaul and completely ignoring the fact that I asked him about UConn, even though he just said how good that team was. But that's what awaits for the Johnnies this week. DePaul on the road in Chicago, and then UConn. And fans, if you weren't feeling great a while ago, you might be feeling great now because of a man named Dillon Mitchell. Ever since he has been inserted back into the starting lineup, well, they're 7-0 and a 7-game win streak. Besides that game, to start January against Providence, undefeated in the month of January from that point on, and hoping that they can continue it here. Mitchell really has just been pretty much, as I said, a walking highlight reel. He has had, in the last 4 games, 3 of them into double-doubles, including most recently 14 points, 13 boards, 4 assists, and 3 blocks, a team-high 24 plus-minus. They started this run, if you recall, against Butler. And here they are again, playing Butler, bookending it. This game wasn't even considerably close compared to the last game against Butler. And it is pretty phenomenal transformation. The players also, they attribute it to just, they said the talent has been here. We just needed the time. And, we got a little tired of hearing Rick Pitino say, hey, 8 new players. Well, guess what? Of those 8 new players, 4 of them are starting now, getting some phenomenal minutes from the bench as well, from some other guys, including Dylan Darling. And one of those players, Dillon Mitchell, now in the starting lineup, doing just about a little of everything. I also was able to catch up with Dillon Mitchell after the game. Phenomenal game. This one, over the last 4, guys. Over the last 4, 14.5 points, 10.5 boards, 3.3 assists, and very, very few turnovers. And you heard Pitino. He's fun to watch. So let's go ahead and take a listen to what Dillon Mitchell had to say after the wall-to-wall victory against Butler. Dillon, after 2 games where you guys had to, battle back from double digits, was it nice to have a coast-to-coast victory like this today?
I mean, definitely. I think we came out with the right mindset. just came out with a better approach. We had to discuss why we're going down 15 like that, even though, amazing comebacks by us, but it's not a good thing to be down 15 because there's some games it's going to be hard to come back from. So we addressed some of the problems we were having, and it was rebounding, just sharing the ball, moving, and we came out with a better mindset, better attitude, a better effort today to not, go down like that.
Season high rebounds for you and your third triple-double in 4 games. What is it that's working about this lineup, and do you feel that this is pretty much close to exactly what you want this offense to look like?
Yeah, just helping rebounding the ball is one of the biggest things. It was a big issue we had early in the season, and a couple reasons. It was a reason why we lost some games. It came down to the end of the game rebounding the ball. So it's my job to get in there and help rebound the ball, help Zuby. Zuby be getting beat up sometimes down there trying to battle for rebounds. So I got to be able to, help him with that and just moving the ball, doing all the things I can do, whatever it takes to help the team win.
Preseason rankings are given, but in-season rankings are earned. Just what is it like seeing a number back next to you guys' names after battling back these 7 games?
Yeah, it's good. We came out to start the season a little rough, and we took some losses to, really good teams. You see where some of those teams are now, but it just talks a lot about the culture that we built, the team that we have, the mindset that we have, the coaches and their mindset. We never put our head down, and we kept battling, and we're going to continue to get better. We still got a lot to work on, but it is good to see, that we're doing the right things. We're taking the right steps, and now it's just continue to work.
Dillon, I got to ask, orange hardens. Why those seem like something you should maybe be wearing back down in Austin, not up here. What's with that decision?
They're comfy with my feet. So my feet feel good, so I continue to wear them. But they're breaking down a little bit. I might need to get a new pair for sure.
All right, and last one for you. You guys are done for the rest of the month, and then obviously a big week against DePaul and UConn. Just what can you guys work on, St. John's versus St. John's this week?
Definitely take care of our bodies is the first thing. We got a little break, but definitely take care of our bodies. And then, it's us against us, like you said. So just getting back to work, having great practices. That's where it all starts day after day, just in practice, battling and talking and communicating and just getting better in practice every day.
Dillon, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations. Dillon Mitchell, obviously a massive difference maker for the Red Storm. Him being in the lineup and running that point forward position, really kind of letting the offense run the way it's supposed to, and a season-high 13 boards against Butler. So when he was talking about the rebounding, well, guess what? He really meant it. But one of the people that it has really freed up to get to play their game, well, that's Oziyah Sellers. Oziyah, a natural 2, took the journey of being the 1 for a little bit for this Johnnies team after the red and white scrimmage and has now found himself back in his most comfortable position at the 2. And guys, well, we are lucky because today he is joining us on Court Storming. So without further ado, let us welcome in Oziyah Sellers. Oziyah, thank you so much for joining me today. We've had you, on the show as a post-game interview, but actually having you as the guest on a show, it's great. First Johnny Player of the Year, so thanks for coming in today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
So, Oziyah, here we are, 7-game win streak. Everything's still right in front of you with 2 massive games this week. I know you guys never, put your heads down and you kept the optimism through some of the tough times in the early season. But does it feel different now when you guys go on the court, with 6, now 7 wins behind you?
Yeah, for sure. I would say we definitely I feel like we're gelling together at the right time. I feel like we have some pretty good chemistry right now. We all play well together. And I feel like, yeah, it's just a perfect time.
Now, with that, is it just time? Obviously there was the change in the starters. And you've had such a unique journey because you started, coming here as a 2, then at the red and white scrimmage, moving over to the 1, and then just moving kind of all over the place. And here we are, found you back in, your normal off the ball position, but still carrying the ball a lot. Can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, just being moved around. Like I said, I just wanted to be in a position wherever coach felt I was best to help the team to do that. So whether it was playing point guard, bringing the ball up, or playing off ball, kind of like I am now, just whatever he felt like helps, and I feel like we kind of found that a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, no, the three big lineup with Mitchell running the point forward and obviously Ian running the 1 most of the time. Now you're still on the ball though a lot in this offense. What percentage of the plays would you say has you dribbling the ball down the court?
I would say that's more so just like off grabbing the rebound, or like if Ian's already down court, I'll bring the ball up, or like I said, anybody can bring the ball up. So it kind of just depends. But our offense is also kind of free flowing. So anybody could pretty much be a ball handler.
It is. Does it feel different now with this, this same starting lineup now, 7 games in a row, 7 wins in a row? Does it feel like you guys have found something different, or does it just feel like what you has now had time to develop?
Uh, I'll say definitely just what we had time to develop. Early on, obviously, all new to each other, so it takes time to just figure out everybody's tendencies and things like that. But we're pretty happy where we're at, but we still got a lot of work to do, so we're just working towards that.
Yeah, a scary prospect for the rest of the Big East when, you guys are on a 7-game win streak and coach says, we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near where we can be. Speaking of coach, Pitino, obviously known for being hard on his guys in the exact right way. What about that, drew you to come to St. John's to play for coach, and has it kind of been what you expected or a little different?
Yeah, well, I've been coach hard my whole life. Whether it's from my father or even my high school coach, I've always been coach hard, and I feel like that's when I work at my best. I feel like I could take criticism pretty well. So, and then obviously just his resume itself speaks for itself. So, I know what he's saying is the truth and is needed for me to get better. So, I mean, I love it.
Well, the thing we hear from him the most about you is he wants you to shoot more. Have you ever in your life had someone who's been begging you to shoot the basketball as much as Coach P?
Nah, not as much as him. Nah.
I mean, and you have been getting off more shots. There's some games, look, you're always a great shot, but there's some games where you kind of go into a different gear. I think about the Marquette game when you went off for 24. Do you feel different? Is there something different about those nights, or just on night, off night?
Um, I mean, I feel like, when I watch film, I could definitely tell certain times where, maybe I could have been a little more aggressive in certain times or maybe had a shot opportunity. But I mean, I feel like it just depends on the night. Some nights other guys have it going and they're high. You just keep feeding them. And then obviously some nights I'm gonna get my shot. So it really just depends.
Well, the crowd certainly loves it when you get your shot off. I think an Oziyah Sellers 3 is, on a top 5 things that fans cheer for down at the Garden. Speaking of, you guys have done an amazing job taking a game at a time, treating every opponent, with the respect they deserve. However, from fans, you get on X, you get on Facebook, you get anywhere. They have, since the preseason, had, next week's matchup, February 6th, UConn at the Garden, circled, highlighted, starred. I know the answer is, you take each game one at a time. How do you actually do that? How do you lock in, when Coach P and his schemes and game plans, are so important in buying into, the scouting? How do you turn off the outside noise and not look ahead and take it each game at a time?
I mean, you really just got to think about it. Like our most important game right now, moving forward, is our game against DePaul. So we really just have to buy into that scouting. I feel like scouting is definitely the most important thing. We watch a lot of film too, so just staying locked in on that scouting and knowing everybody's tendencies on DePaul, I feel like that keeps us grounded and keeps us just looking forward to that game.
So you've had some great experience at some phenomenal schools, coming from USC and Stanford. How different is the scouting report you're getting at St. John's?
I'll say it's definitely a lot more detailed. Obviously those two schools, no knock to them, they did a great job on scouting as well. But I feel like just the attention to detail here is a little step above.
All right. Speaking of coming from the West Coast to the East Coast, what was the biggest culture change? What was your biggest welcome to New York moment? Was there any restaurant you were dying to try or any store you were trying to go to? What about New York? I mean, you're in, as New Yorkers like to think, the greatest city in the world. What was that shift like coming West Coast to East Coast?
Yeah, it was definitely different for me. The biggest thing I'll say is the weather. Especially recently, like I've never felt this type of cold air in my life. Like it's been crazy. So that's definitely the biggest difference. Other than that, I feel like California, compared to most states, is kind of a little more fast paced as well. So I mean, I don't feel like it was too much of a change, but definitely the weather is something that was crazy.
Did you even have a winter coat warm enough, or you have to go out and get a new one?
Nah, I got a new one. We got these new puffers that I wear, and that works pretty good. But nah, I was not prepared. I was not prepared.
Speaking of puffers and gear, so you're coming from a Nike school to another
Yeah.
Nike school. Now you're in an Adidas school. What has that been like for you? I know, I mean, the West Coast, obviously, with Oregon right there,
Yeah.
massive Nike territory, and here you are in an Adidas school for the first year, kind of taking off. What's it been like? Can you tell? What's the biggest difference from you switching, basically all of your gear?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say the biggest difference in that is just like the shoes I'll wear. Like pretty much my whole college career before this, I was wearing Kobe's, which was Nike, obviously. And then coming to the Adidas school, I didn't really have too many like Adidas clothing items. I definitely didn't really have any shoes. So it took a minute to get adjusted to, but now I actually like the gear. I like the shoes. It's been cool.
So I got to ask you, you're one of the guys, you guys have PEs. And for those of you who don't know at home, that means player exclusive. That's a shoe made specifically for the university. You're one of the guys who actually wears the St. John's PEs. You also
Yeah.
have the two, Spider-Man Mitchell PEs in the reverse colorways. And then I'm not sure if B-Hop, his shoes with the lightning bolts, I'm not sure if those are PEs or customs.
Nah, I think those is customs for
Those,
sure.
okay, I figured. So at least three PEs. You're one of the guys who actually wear it. Then we got Dillon Mitchell going out there wearing orange Hardens that look like he should be wearing them back in Texas. We got Zuby wearing the Spider-Man Mitchell model, but in the weirdest colors.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got Ian Jackson, and I love the red, white, and blue. And it's kind of team colors, but not the PE. How can we get more guys wearing, if I had shoes with my school's logo, I'd be wearing them every day.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I definitely like the P's, especially the lower cut shoe. That's pretty much what I've been wearing all year. I just feel like that's just a perfect shoe for me. But I mean, I don't know what the guys do. They go whatever they like, I guess.
Well, we got to give Adidas a call. The orange ones I just can't stand. I'm like that's no territory up here, Dillon Mitchell. I was razzing him about it after the game. All right, we will have more with Oziyah Sellers in just a moment. But first, a quick break, and then we'll be back. We'll hit off the court. We'll get into the fun stuff when Court Storming returns.
Welcome back to Court Storming with Perry Sook.
Welcome back to Court Storming. We are just getting started with the fun here with Oziyah Sellers. It's a big week ahead for the Johnnies, but that doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun on the weekend leading up to the games. So without further ado, I bring you part 2 of Oziyah Sellers. Just a great big win, wire to wire after 2 games where you guys had to show your grit. It's phenomenal to have a week where you guys come back from 15 down and 16 down. Is it a little more fun, when you're leading from wire to wire than that, when the scouting is paying off, when the shots are falling?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun when you pull out games like that. Just knowing that you stay locked in and that you just found a way to get it done, especially, early on, in big time games like that, we might have lost it or not finished it out, but to see us be able to complete 2 games like that in the same week, it definitely tells that we're getting better and that, we're in a good spot.
And so for a very rare time, you guys have, an early game in the week and then the weekend off. What do practices look like? Are they a little different when, have you guys already started on DePaul scouting, or is it, St. John's on St. John's?
So I think tomorrow we'll probably start on scouting. I feel like that'll give us enough time to really just get a great, detailed look about them and things like that. And then go from there. Today we are kind of lighter. We have individuals in about an hour. And then we're just gonna rest. So tomorrow we'll probably get started on that.
So Oziyah, you also get some rare, I don't know if days are completely off. I don't know if you ever get a day completely off with Coach Pitino. What are you doing off the court? Tell the people what an Oziyah Sellers day off looks like.
Definitely some recovery for sure. Whether that's, my normal tech boots or whether that's coming in or just resting. Definitely try to get some rest. Just whatever's hurting on my body, just try to get that, checked out, or maybe a massage. A lot of rest though. Maybe if I'm feeling like if I just need something to do, I might go shop a little bit or go try some new food, but really just a lot of rest.
Where are the shopping spots? Where are
I'm
your
going to
favorite
Soho
spots in New
for
York?
sure. I'm going to Soho. I feel like they have every store. Like, I feel like every street just has crazy stores. So yeah, for sure.
No,
So
that's awesome. I mean, you got the high designer, then you got the streetwear,
yeah,
the Bapes and everything. I was sad when they shut down Nike Soho, but you couldn't wear Nike now anyway.
yeah.
So you're in your Normatec boots. You're getting your recovery. Are you a movie guy? Are you a gamer? What's passing the time while you're in your boots?
Uh, Probably yeah, like a movie, or I might play the game like here and there, but I haven't really played too much as of recently. But yeah, probably just watch a movie or something.
What's your kind of movies? Are we watching, action movies? Do we, have a secret chick flick
Mm.
lover in Oziyah Sellers? What's the movie choice?
Nah, well, I'll say my favorite movie of all time is like The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah,
That's just
great movie.
that's like the greatest movie to me, especially that just being based in the Bay Area, obviously where I'm from. That's my favorite movie of all time. But I watch movies of all type of genres, funny, comedy, action, all type of movies.
What's the most recent watch?
Uh, I couldn't even tell you. I want to see that Avatar though. That's what I want to see though.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get out. My wife loves the Avatar. All right, so you're not resting, you're not recovering. I heard you're also quite the rapper. Where did that come from? Where did that begin? And can you lay down some bars for us?
Nah, that was kind of just like a little joke. That wasn't really too serious. That was just something like at USC, me and my teammates, we used to just do that like for fun, but we never like took it serious or like I don't even know if we completed really songs like that. It was more so just like having fun.
No Isaiah Sellers mixtape coming out
Oh,
anytime soon.
no time soon, no time soon.
When you listen to rap, are you more of a West Coast guy than an East Coast guy with your roots?
Uh, yeah, I would say so. I've been trying to learn a little bit about this East Coast, music. But yeah, at heart, probably more West Coast rappers and
That's
artists.
fair. That's fair. Although, sometimes a Big East championship game, you get the halftime performers from some of the East
Yeah,
Coast guys. It'd be
yeah.
it'd be good to brush up. What other sports do you like? Which ones do you like watching?
I like watching football for sure. Um,
49ers, Seahawks?
I don't really have a team right now. I'm not gonna lie. I like more so like watching players, honestly.
Who are some guys that stand out? And when you watch those, I always wonder when an athlete watches an athlete, because I was a former singer.
Mhm.
When I go watch a performance, I'm always thinking about it, in a little different way because I'm thinking of how they're making the notes, how they're doing that, how that would be different from my tonality. When you're watching football, like an unrelated sport, are there any things, athleticism wise that you take from those guys?
Um, I mean, yeah, just seeing. I say more so like how they entertain. Like as far as like my favorite football player is probably Lamar Jackson. Just seeing like how entertaining he is. Obviously him being the quarterback, just how he leads. So I definitely when I'm watching, I'm definitely picking up other things from other guys for sure.
Speaking of leaders, there's been a great storyline this year of, Zuby, obviously captain, the only returning starter, and everybody leaning in to what he says. And coach said he asked all of you what you liked most about Zuby, and it was the way he gives effort more than anyone. Are you ever, and then he challenged you guys to bring that effort. He says, I need 13 guys playing like Zuby on every play. Do you guys think of that? Do you look at him when he's, diving for a ball when you guys are up 20 on the road? I mean, how does that how does that ever come through? And is that, part of the impetus, at least for this, win streak?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Zuby, he's definitely leads just with his energy and his toughness and just how hard he plays. And I mean, when you see a senior on your team doing that, especially for the younger guys, and even for myself, that just it's infectious. And it just spreads throughout the whole team. So when you see him doing that, it just makes you want to definitely play hard, and give it your all for sure.
Well, it's been so much fun to watch you guys. All right, last big one for you. Ozai, tell the people something they don't know about you. Tell them something that next time they see you on court, I want them to go, wow, that's the guy that blanks.
Hmm. All right. Uh,
Hidden talents? Do you play any instruments? Any weird
nah,
pregame rituals?
nah, I'm kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess that I have a big family. I guess you could say that.
Yeah, right. A brother and two sisters.
Yep.
What was it like growing up in a house, a full house, pretty much? And did you all play each other in the
Oh, yeah.
street or at the park?
Yeah. So my sister's a little bit younger. So at first it was kind of just me and my brother. And he's 3 years older than me. So we used to have some battles in the front yard playing basketball, and I used to go inside crying like I could never beat him, and like he would just throw it in my face. So definitely once I got older, it was definitely good to start beating them for sure.
That's awesome. All right, rapid fire for you, and then I'll let you go.
All good.
Easy questions. Sparkling or still water?
Still,
Cats or dogs?
dogs.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes, I guess.
I was just about to say, you can abstain if you need to from that one. Mountains or beach?
Uh, Beach.
Beach. I mean, makes sense, West Coast. And last but not least, a day out on the town or a night at home watching a movie? I think I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at home watching that movie.
Hey, that's the way to be, especially when it is this cold. Oziyah, thank you so much for joining me today. Looking forward to watching the rest of the season. Congratulations on the win streak, and congratulations on hopefully what continues to be a very fantastic season.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, brunettes, you now have the playbook. Bring your still water and dog to a night in on the beach with Oziyah Sellers. I'm pretty sure he's taken. That's not very public information, but if I'm mistaken, or when he comes back on the market, now you know what to do. And for the record, Oziyah, I do not think you are boring. Thank you again so much for joining the show. But there better be no dates scheduled this week, because what a massive, massive week this is for the Johnnies. Before the season, you have this circled on the calendar as the biggest test. The UConn Huskies at the end of the week, and then a DePaul team that Rick Pitino says you can't just go in and play decent basketball and beat. You really have to game plan for, and hopefully the Johnnies will be ready for that. Now, all that said, according to ESPN statistics, the Johnnies have an 83.7% chance to beat DePaul. You like those odds if you're a betting man. And believe it or not, despite the difference in the rankings and the records, overall record, not conference record, the St. John's Red Storm are currently favored by ESPN statistics to beat UConn by 53.7%. Almost a coin flip, but it's still pretty good if you ask me, and I think you take those odds. Because when you look at it this way, with all the drama of the early season, with everything that looked like it was going the wrong direction after that Providence game, the Johnnies are now 1 week away from sole possession of first place via tiebreaker with UConn of first place in the Big East. And man, would that be a phenomenal thing to be. By the way, if they do happen to win both games this week, well, Rick Pitino will go for win number 904 to move up to third most wins overall against, you guessed it, his son and Xavier right back here at the Garden. But first, a massive, massive week with DePaul and UConn, and I can't wait to watch. I will be there on the Garden. I'm not going to Chicago. It's too cold in New York. I don't need to add Chicago. But I will be there at the Garden on Friday night, and you can catch every bit of it, and no matter what happens, right back here next week on Court Storming.